I just wanted to share some of the writing that I've been doing for the last few days. That's where all of my hurt comes from, to be honest. Just being isolated or misunderstood, or having my will suppressed. That is true, but I'm the only one capable of doing that to myself. I know now that I took a long detour from understanding myself. My will was so strong that I suppressed my own needs and steered off the correct path in pursuit of a superficial dream. I clouded my own vision and forgot that my art is only colors on canvas, nothing more. I thought I was supposed to build myself up in order to create a masterpiece. The exact opposite is true. I need to keep creating in order to master myself. I already know what art is capable of. I know it's not enough to save the world. I do not know what I am capable of though, so I will use art to find that out. It doesn't matter what I choose to do as long as I put my entire being into everything I do. Listen to yourself. Only pursue the infinite. That's where freedom is. There is no shame in momentary pleasures as long as all action is a pursuit of something. You will just come to find out that many pursuits have a definite end. There is no shame in exploring what calls to you, even if it is rooted in the material. The trade-off is just that it comes to an end. Know when you're at this end. All exploration is helpful, but running in circles will lead you back to the same point, ultimately defeating the purpose of your original pursuit. All things are a pursuit in regards to human activity. Let yourself explore the infinite so that your play has no end. What happens when you win a game? You play again. What happens if you lose? You play again. If you're bored, change the game and play again. The reason I believe I'm capable of doing everything I want to do is because I know each of my passions have infinite potential. By removing the boundaries between them, I only add one infinity to the next. To me, a finite being, it makes no difference. I trust my passion to direct me towards mastery. Although my body will come to an end, I've been granted the ability to sit within infinity through the same natural process. Anything finite has an infinite end. Anything eternal has an infinite beginning. It's always just the beginning. If I master the ability to put my infinite self into everything that calls me, I will continue to reap the benefits. There is no goal, no desired outcome, no desired state. Creation and conversation is what calls me. Act on that will without attachment so you can discover more of the infinite. That is the path to harmony. Prioritize the present, despite how uncomfortable. Hardship does not ask to be predicted or reflected on. Any suffering from past events is really only suffering in the present. Only the present will demand your attention. Even with thoughts of wisdom, don't cling to the pattern. Although it feels far more productive than worry, expecting yourself to constantly debate your own philosophies clouds the present. If your task is to debate or share, then do so. If your task is to enjoy a meal, then do so without the burden of moral responsibility. Just eat. Focus on the task at hand, not the end goal. Focus isn't built if you can't bring the activity into reality. Thinking about things only makes you better at thinking. Relax, man. Writing all wise is cool, but so is being cool about it. I know you're onto some fresh shit because you learned how to have fun, but don't feel forced to whip out the scroll and quill every time you take a deep breath. It's all good. Nothing goes to waste. Everything I'm doing now is just so I can have more fun more often. What makes life that enjoyable now? I think I'm thinking about these thoughts about thinking too much, I think. Writing is fun though. I know that. Writing, art, music, crowds, sparring, making money, conversation. Those things are all so fun I can hardly stand it. What am I doing all this for then? Although it's a critical factor, I can't imagine having fun being the point of it all. It just feels like a medium to discovering something greater. Maybe I truly don't owe anything to this world, and it's all for the sake of my own experience. But that feels wrong. I think providing something of value to others is vital to exploring the infinite. My concern is that I won't be able to instill this wisdom. I fear I can only provide the material, and that upsets me because that's obviously not the point of it all. In order to make my efforts worth it, I need to fully trust my audience to uncover themselves. I know it's not my job, but I want to do as much as I can to aid that process. I know I can provide something incredible for the people around me. It's funny that it took so long for me to explain what an exciting discovery the infinite is. I had to remove myself from the tranquility in order to express the fun aspect of it all. How do I keep myself going in that? Should I switch mindsets when I need to, or do I live in it all simultaneously? The answer is obvious. Everything is everything all at once. I need to honor the nature of the universe by living with infinite. So what does that life look like? I have to be aware of my ambitious ego and balance it all with the relaxed infinity. It's interesting how they complement each other in that way. The ego feels expansive and intimidating, while the infinite is reserved, disguised as nothingness. The reason I know it exists is because the concept presents itself to our minds as something to consider. Whether or not it exists outside of us, we are born with the ability to contemplate it. It surely exists within us. That's enough proof for me. As I explained before, this way of living is like deep diving. I venture further into the unknown and come up to the surface to feel, to smile, to breathe, and then I dive down again. There is nothing left for me to truly enjoy on the surface. Nothing can align with my nature if it comes to an end. The source of my being has always and will forever exist as it is. It couldn't care less if I win or lose. Those concepts don't apply to something that's present in everything.